Okay, so today my topic was why positive expectations are important. And for something to get started, I have something for each of you. On here is a few different expectations that teachers can have. So read through those and then kind of in your mind decide whether those are positive expectations for a teacher to have or negative. And then we're going to read them out and then you can explain why they're positive or negative. You guys ready? Okay, do you want to start first?
Okay, so the slip says, I believe that every child can learn and will achieve to his or her fullest potential. I think this is a positive attitude that effective teachers have. And someone says, these kids just don't want to learn. This is negative, ineffective teachers lying, I think. And professional development meetings are boring. Conferences have nothing to offer me. I think this is negative as well.
Perfect, thank you.
The negative one that I have says they can't read, they can't spell, they can't sit still, they can't behave. That's obviously very negative.
Yes.
And then the positive ones are what we achieve comes from how we work together. And I'm always learning, and that is why I enjoy going to conferences, workshops, and professional development meetings. That's a positive to that negative one about going to conferences.
Thank you.
Okay, mine, I think I have a positive and a negative. The positive one is that I am a good teacher and I am proud that I am a professional educator. So, yeah, you know, if you can't be proud of yourself, then you think that you can't do it, you know.
Yes.
You think you can do it and be proud of yourself. And the negative one is that you don't understand that culture where I teach. A teacher should not be judging what culture everybody's coming from, the students coming from.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Thank
you
you.
don't have to like.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, so today I'm gonna talk to you guys a little about the effects of positive expectations on the classroom. Okay, so the first thing is that humans have a success instinct. So what does this mean to you? Can someone explain what like a success instinct would be?
We want to succeed in life, and whatever we do, I mean, I know at least I definitely want to do the best that I can and achieve good things in my life. If I'm ever at a point where I'm not progressing and I'm not doing anything, but just the routine, I get really sad.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so there's no research correlation between success and family background, race, religion, origin, or even educational accomplishments between that and success. So how does this make us different from other animals that humans have a success instinct? Does anyone know? So other animals kind of just have a survival instinct. Their main instinct is to survive, to live and like to eat and sleep. But humans have a distinctive instinct to want to not be better than each other, but they almost have like an innate competitive instinct. So they want success and they strive for success in their lives. So you can accomplish anything with students if you set high expectations for behavior and performance, because students, as well as you as a teacher, have this success instinct also. So positive versus negative expectations. So an expectation is what you believe will or will not happen. It can go either way. So you can believe that something will happen or that it will never happen. It takes just as much energy to achieve positive results as it does negative results. So it's kind of that time where you're like, why would you waste your energy on something negative when you could be wasting the same amount, or not wasting, exerting the same amount of energy on something positive for your students. So positivity, can someone read the top bookmark for me?
Positivity, an optimistic belief that whoever you teach or whatever you do will result in success or achievement. If you expect to be successful, you are constantly alert and aware of opportunities to help you to be successful.
Thank you. And someone read the results of positivity for me?
hint.
Okay.
Results. The odds are that what you want to happen will happen if you expend energy to make it happen. Therefore, predispose yourself to realize success personally and among the people you deal with, such as your students.
Okay, thank you. So what did you get from that? Do either of you want to kind of explain what that means to you in your words?
Basically, what we put out is what we give back. So if we're being positive, we'll get positive results back.
Yes.
So we need to always,
Kind of reap what you sow,
Yeah.
especially in education, yeah. Okay, so for negativity, who wants to read the first part for me?
Negativity. A pessimistic belief that whoever you teach or whatever you do will not work out or will fail. Why bother to do anything or teach anything at all? If you expect to fail, you are constantly looking for justification and proof of why you have failed.
Yeah, so if you kind of go into something expecting negative results, there's just like a lack of commitment or determination at all because, again, you reap what you sow. So does someone want to read the results for me? Thanks.
The odds are that what you expect not to happen won't happen if you expend energy to ensure that it doesn't happen. Therefore, do not predispose yourself to realize failure personally and among the people you deal with, such as your students.
Yes, definitely. Okay. So expectations are different than standards. Standards are levels of achievement. Teachers who practice positive expectations will help their students reach high standards. That's kind of common sense. An example here, so we've all had teachers, we have all heard what they say kind of on the first day of class. They kind of set the tone for all the expectations of the school year. So this is an example of a positive expectation. This will be an exciting class. You're going to have the most memorable year you have ever had, and as a result, you will do very well. So teachers who practice negative expectations will prevent students from reaching their full academic potential. So an example of this one is, no one in this class will earn an A, I will make the work too hard for you. I personally have had a teacher that said that exact same thing once, that said, I've never had a student get an A in my class. And so I definitely saw how that affected us as a class because we almost lost our want to do good in the class. We're like, why would we even try if we're not even gonna, if there's no hope for us to get a good grade? So I have seen firsthand the effects that this has had on the class as a student. So can someone read the first part of this case study for me, this whole slide?
This whole slide?
Yeah.
Okay, I can read it.
Okay.
In the spring, students at Oak School were retested. When school began in the fall, researchers told the teachers they were special teachers who were to be part of a special experiment. They were told based on a pretest, we have identified 20% of your students who are special. They will be plumbers and are designated.
Designated.
Oh, okay. And are designated crippled students of whom greater intellectual growth is expected. The names of these students were really chosen at random, but the teachers were led to believe that the status of being special children was based on the scores of the pretest, which was fictitious.
Fictitious, yes. So basically what happened here there were some researchers that wanted to test how these positive and or negative expectations of a classroom had effect on the students. So they gave these students a test in the spring, and in the fall they told these teachers that a certain amount of these students were special students and were going to just academically grow a lot more than their peers. So these teachers went into the school year believing that these list of names they had were almost better than the other students, that they were going to show more potential. So, but really the names were chosen at random. So, but the teachers did not know that. They thought that it was based on the results of the pretest. Okay, so can someone read this part for me?
They told the teachers not to tell the students or the parents which ones of them were special. The teachers were told that they were expected to do very well with these special students. 8 months later, all the students were tested again, and the comparison was made of the special students and the other students. The results showed a significant gain in intellectual growth for the 20% who were designated special, but no significant gains to the undesignated students. The teachers were shown the results and congratulated on their success with their students. The teachers replied, "Of course we had special students to work with. It was easy and they learned so fast." The researchers then told the teachers the truth that their special students were actually chosen at random, not by IQ or aptitude.
Okay, yeah, so it's kind of funny. How would you feel as the teacher was like, that you thought these kids were special all year? So yeah, they tested those students that were deemed as special at the beginning of the year, ended up testing a lot better than the students that were not designated as special. So that was I thought it was kind of funny, but it really showed what effect, because these students were chosen at random. Some of them might have had stronger academic strengths than other students, but some of them might have been the weaker academically challenged students. So it was interesting to me to see that these random group of students grew so much and that they really reached their full potential just because the teachers had positive expectations for them. So it was a perfectly designed experiment because it had one experimental variable, and that was the expectations that the teachers had. So the results suggest rather strongly that children who are expected by their teachers to gain intellectually, in fact, do show greater intellectual gains after 1 year than children of which such gains are not expected. So the other students still intellectually grew, but not as much as the 20% who were deemed as special. Okay, so summary of this. Students tend to learn as much or as little as their teachers expect, which we all know to be true. That's kind of common sense. Teachers who set and communicate high expectations to all their students obtain a greater academic performance from these students than teachers who set low expectations. I like how it says teachers who set and communicate high expectations. What are some ways that we can communicate the high expectations that we have for our students with them?
I think by always being encouraging and like, how do you say it? Like reward them, even if it's just verbally of how they're doing, something that they're doing.
Yeah.
What she said, it just reminded me how some teachers would actually give us like comments on our task on Canvas, and I really like that just because I can actually feel that they're actually watching us and are concerned about us. And some teachers they just mark the tests or the assignments and not really talk about it in class and all that. So it gives us more motivation when teachers gives us feedback.
Yeah, definitely. I think so too. Those are great ways. I didn't even think of those. When I was thinking about it, I thought that maybe like parent-teacher conferences with the student included, just saying like, this is what I hope to achieve with your student, this is how I'm going to do it, at the beginning of the year and then throughout the year to keep them updated on their progress. Just little things like that, being encouraging on each assignment and personalizing the encouragement. A general encouragement is nice, but saying, this is what you did really well in this assignment to an individual student really helps them.
Like, add on to what they said, like sometimes the teachers may only look for the bad things, but instead of looking at the bad things, just, make a good comments on what they did good, and then follow with the suggestion of what to improve or what they did,
Yes.
that was not good, that so that they can feel like the motivation that we gave to them to be improved.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Just a little comment about the previous an experiment that you were talking about. I just thought I thought it was so easy for us to believe someone is better than someone else and to be kind of judgmental about students. And I thought it would be like really, we can be a successful or like more effective teacher if we can believe that every student is actually like the special student.
Yeah, definitely. We should be a type of teacher that believes every student is in that group of special students. So your expectations of students will greatly influence their achievement in not only your class, but I think in every class, and throughout the rest of their lives, and ultimately when they enter the world in their career pathways. And so I think it's definitely, I mean, the curriculum you teach is important, but how you teach it is even more important, I believe. So, to tie everything up, I have these handouts for you to kind of remember the main points. And so on it says the effective teacher. So the first point has a statement of positive expectations ready for the first day of school. So before you even meet your class, you should have these positive expectations set apart for them. So the effective teacher creates a classroom climate that communicate positive expectations. It's exactly what we were just talking about, letting them know that what they did well on an assignment, making sure their parents are involved, and making sure their parents are encouraging them as well. The effective teacher conveys positive expectations to all students, not just picking out those special students that you believe have higher potential than the other ones, but making sure all students are receiving the benefit of these positive expectations. And the effective teacher has a personal attitude of high expectations. So they set high expectations for their classrooms and their students, but also for themselves as teachers. And so, yeah, I hope you guys